My name is Madie Alford. I'm from Crestwood, Kentucky. It's right by Louisville, and I'm here for visual art. I lived in a small town in South Florida that for 13 years before I moved here. There weren't barely any opportunities for artists. That wasn't taken seriously. So the main reason I moved here was to have opportunities like GSA to further my art and my engineering, and so I could have more opportunities for soccer. And I wanted to get better at painting and sculpting and meet other artists. I've done a little bit of everything here and there, but I've definitely never honed in on some of the skills with the figure studies. I've never had people pose for me, and I think it's reinforced and reintroduced new ideas. We sketch with the figure drawings we sketch and all that stuff, getting it on the paper really, really fast it's almost it's more, even though it's not more accurate, it's more accurate to the feeling of the moment. And I really want to take that skill and take it with my sketchbook so I can do that to just people walking by, and so I can get the feeling of moments and capturing life. Capturing a moment in art is important because it just shows a piece of someone's life, and I think that's really, really beautiful. And that's one of the most beautiful things you can make art of is life, I think. And capturing that moment in time and that feeling I just really like it. I started doing pottery and ceramics about 1 or 2 years ago, and I didn't have a ton of materials to work with, but here they'll just use as much as you can. They wanted me to make it 20 inches, so I've never made anything to that scale before, and the head was kind of collapsing the proportions of the body. So Sean was just let's cut the head off, and I had to completely rethink the project because of that. That was definitely a big challenge, but I think I completely ended up changing the concept of the project, and I'm glad I did, because first it was a human head on it, and then I made it a big flower head, and I actually think that's more up to interpretation of things, and I think it's better. Having obstacles can even though it's really frustrating, I was getting really, really frustrated with the project, and I had to take a break. So I was learning to take breaks when I'm frustrated with things, because being frustrated, I just want to work on things more, but it kind of just makes it worse. So I took a break and I re-looked at it and was you know what, I don't have to be so set in my ways and of the final of my preliminary sketch, and it taught me to not be afraid to go and kind of freestyle and do what I want. I think there's definitely a stage of your art where you hate it, and it's the ugliest. You get imposter syndrome, and you're this is going so bad. You really just have to work through that feeling and get to a place where you just are not thinking about it and you're just doing. And at the end, you're really happy that you pushed through. So roadblocks really can lead you to better roads, I think. I really hope the impact that my art will make on others would be that it makes them think about themselves. Well, I made a piece last year, and it was this girl sitting down, and there was all these clay faces of emotions around her, and it was about the stages of grief that I had when I lost my sister, and then a lady came up to me when she read my artist statement on it, and she was I just lost my brother, and this piece makes me so it was not happy, but cathartic, I guess. And I just want to have that kind of impact on people who are feeling really strong emotions, and help them to understand their emotions better. I love having all these opportunities to meet all different kinds of people here. And everybody inspires me here so much, because everyone is there's no like weak link. Like everyone's such a good artist here. We all have like experiences of like really hard things happening, and you never know like what has happened to a person, and just being like understanding to a person, because you never know like what they've gone through and why they're reacting the way that they're reacting is really big. And having like empathy for people, and that's how I think about like art. When I make my art, I try to convey those emotions so you can make that connection with people.